Good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening.
How are you, Jeff?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well myself.
I feel a
Still
lot
hot in
taller
Houston.
than you, but I'm not. I feel a lot taller than you, Thomas, this way.
Oh, well, uh, I can, I can adjust my
There we
camera.
go. There we go.
So, I didn't really get a chance to research out some quirky news stories, but I did find uh, a grouping of news stories from 2023. And the first one is a marauding turkey at a mobile home park in Coon Rapids, Wisconsin. And the the residents there are trying to go to the DNR, the Department of Natural Resources, and get the turkey taken care of. And they said they really can't do anything about it. Everybody's got to terrorize the turkey so the turkey is uncomfortable and goes away. So they're telling people not to feed them. Um, you know, carry sticks, beat pots and pans. And until the turkey deems all humans as threats, he's gonna stick around. And I don't know if this resolved itself or not, but that's what was going on in Coon Rapids, Wisconsin last year. So, do you want to
Mm-hmm.
get your
Mm-hmm.
random card?
Mm-hmm.
We have Swampy and Twisted Sushi and Hershey. Welcome, welcome, everyone.
God of my angels, turkey that might avenge its fate. It certainly couldn't have done it during Thanksgiving. It could have had to have been someone that would have to eat it, and then the turkey would never be able to avenge its fate. In this case, did the turkey have its way, or did the pots and pans scare it away? Empress reversed, so Empress.
Empress. And I've got two of wands. So let me. So if we have our Empress upright, so the Empress, we've got the that Mother Nature character.
Yeah, certainly something out of nature. Could the turkey have been female? Do we know?
Um, I don't know if it's a male turkey or female turkey, but I remember when I was very young, turkeys hadn't made it back to Iowa yet, but they brought some in, and it didn't take long before they were back and very plentiful in the state. And they put a hunting season together. Um, but they're very wily. I'm very surprised that this turkey just decided to be around people, because they are pretty, um, they keep to themselves pretty much. Okay, so our Empress upright, she symbolizes fertility and abundance and motherhood, nurturing creativity, sensitivity, growth, fertility, comfort, and femininity. And when she's upside down, she's lack of nurturing, neglect, financial issues, creative blockages, overindulgences, unfulfilled potentials, dependency, overbearing mother qualities, disharmony, and lack of creativity. And our Two of Wands upright, planning, decision making, future vision, boldness, exploration, ambition, partnership, progress, personal power, confidence, and reverse lack of planning, indecision, fear of the unknown, hesitation, stagnation, resistance to change, disconnection from goals, delayed progress, inner conflict, and control issues. So if we have our Empress upright and our Two of Wands upright, do you want to start with that one, Jeff?
Yep. Well, with an Empress upright, the world is kind of its oyster. I mean, maybe she found out there was somebody in that uh, trailer park that, or a lot of food concentrated in one area, or maybe there was one family that ate better than someone else. So, even though they're wily and even though they can do what they want to do and how they do it, and instead of being the hunted, they're the ones that are hunting. They're having their shot at a whole bunch of food before Thanksgiving until they are killed. So really, in their optimistic viewpoint, they went out, in the Two of Wands card, planning to do what fate intends for them to do, is get fat before they're slaughtered themselves. And unfortunately, um, well, fortunately, we don't know what happened or what the fate of this particular turkey was, because, as you said, there were certain measures taken to, like knock around pans and knock around, all that stuff to use the noise to drive it away. But from what we've seen as far as expansion goes, they're moving back into cities. As you point out, they're probably back in Iowa now. Not that, well, not that it took them hundreds of years to get back to Iowa. I'm just saying that, the possibilities are there, that they're not, just on the East Coast. We had one running through our condo complex one year, and it wasn't even around Thanksgiving. So I think the outlook for them is a lot better with those two cards upright. What about you?
So with our Empress upright and our Two of Wands reversed, um, you know, uh, turkey's just going to be a turkey, and um, he's not your typical turkey, being wily. He's got acclimated to something. So whether it be he's found a spot under somebody's mobile home skirting or something that gives him a hiding spot and safety. Um, he's he's got no plans on moving out because he likes it there. You're probably right that he's probably found some bird feeders or some way to scavenge in the neighborhood, and pickings is easy. So he's comfortable. A little noise doesn't bother him. He's apparently he's taken the lone road anyway, by not having other turkeys around him for the moment. But turkeys are true to their nature, and he's just planning on sticking around because he likes a little noise. He likes to shake it up to the pots and pans and run around every once in a while, and he's can't fluster him.
It might make him more wild to know that, hearing that maybe he knows food's being prepared, maybe the pots and pans get a real rise out of him, in a good way.
So our Empress reversed and our Two of Wands upright.
Okay, so well, the prospects from wherever this bird has been on the loose in the lamb for a while, and I don't think it's had its share of fun. I don't think it's had a lot of food. It's been really going through the suburbs, and in a lot of cases even through cities, kind of unnoticed, even as big as it is, with in certain instances people trying to get at it and kill it, and it's seeing what people are eating by peering through windows, and it's getting really, really mad and jealous. And it doesn't have the sense that it can be secure till once winter comes and it's harder to scavenge. But then it could be killed even before that. So it's really disconcerting and feeling insecure about its prospects. So that's why, even though it might try to stay in one particular forested area for as long as it can and come out for food when it needs to, when no one's looking, like at night or something, or whatever. Or I don't know if there are more night owls than they are day or whatever, but it wants what it wants when it wants it. But to do the type of planning that it needs to do to fulfill and satiate its hunger, it's going to have to go out into the world and be as stealthy and as secretive as possible, if that's even possible, with the Two of was it wands, you said?
Two of Wands, yeah.
Two of Wands. So, yeah, so that's what I see. Plans. Making a plan.
And with our Empress reversed and our Two of Wands reversed, it's like this turkey's going against its hereditary turkey nature, and being wily, and oh, there you go. Wow.
Now I'm gonna
excuse Jeff while he gets mellow. Welcome, Fatima and Blue Crescent Tarot. So this turkey's going against the turkey's nature. He's just he may be having a turkey identity crisis, that he doesn't know that he's a turkey and supposed to be scared of people. Hey, Bill, nice to see you. And he's got no plans. He's sort of like me. He's just taking it a day at a time. Just do what you want to do when you have to do it. So it's really not against the mobile home community there, the kids there, the lady that's there seems to be one lady who's particularly all flabbergasted about it. Other people seem to be just taking it in stride. It's just there's always got to be that one person that takes things to the nth degree. And, literally, this turkey's giving this person the bird. Oh, okay. Out of a Wisconsin hospital. I must have got a Wisconsin news feed for the 2023 quirky news. Some lady went to get an MRI. She didn't depistol herself, and the MRI made her gun go off and shot her in the buttocks. What the hell's going on here? In the first law of MRIs is get rid of all metal, let alone handguns. I don't know. They made me take my piercings out, so it wasn't the MRI's fault. It's just magnetic and doing its job and trying to image you.
And what an image it
would be. Seems you have some lead lodged in your buttocks, madam.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll draw the first card. It almost made her family happy.
Yeah, and if you look at that cup a certain way, it kind of looks like two buttocks. And the hands holding it, but magician.
Oh, wow. Some pretty positive cards on this. This is some people would say if I got shot in the buttocks, I would have suffered a brain injury.
Your ass is where your head should be. Your head is up your ass.
Well, and I am a gay gentleman, so I think with the wrong head at times. Or my head
or you don't
resides up my ass.
Yeah, or you don't know a head's up your ass. Or we don't know a head's up our ass. That's not a way to experience it. I wouldn't want to.
Twisted sushi. Yeah. Well, okay. So that's how that happened. Is nurses want to rush people through, and then it's my God-given rights to carry a firearm. Well, there is some. You said magician. Where did my magician go? Wow. My plan with a deck of 77? Is that why my readings aren't going right? I'm
Some
sure
kind
I
of
just
dark or
overlooked
black
it.
magic that we've talked about before. maybe.
So the Happy Families card upright, just going along, minding my own business. Glad that I've got the American rights to carry my gun, and by gosh, I'm gonna exercise them. But then I'm gonna be not so prudent and forget that an MRI is magnetic, and handguns happen to contain metal, ferrous metals that react to strong electromagnets. And the Magician upright, I'm going to work with all the tools that I have. We got these great medical tools called MRIs that can take slices of us and show the doctors exactly what's out of place, or what's growing where it shouldn't. But we're using all our tools. We're using the gun, and we're using the weapon, and the bullet. So we're gonna take advantage of everything that we have at our disposal to throw at the problem. And the solution when you turn the machine on is that guns go off. So 10 of Cups upright, Magician reverse, Jeff.
Okay, so this was a really sort of perverted sort of way to discover the gun, because after it went off and the gentleman was, or the woman, or whoever was hurt, even though all kinds of alarms were sounding, seeing that, discovering it was a gun, made the technician ask, because of that magic, so to speak, is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Because instead of the alarms going off and coming at a good time to get the person to the ER portion of it. There was quite a distance that had to be traversed. So they were trying to make, humor out of a bad situation. But I think one of the things that came up of it was when the police came in, and even though on, with the right to carry and a concealed weapon or whatever, right to carry laws in so many states like Tennessee on their house floors or whatever, a big political debate ensued shortly after the levity of the question between the bystander, who was quickly given a painkiller and quite a few hydrocodones and other painkillers before he or she got to the ER. And just as the picture paints, a happy family in the glory, the NRA represents that family to anyone with the feeling of the right to carry, and that generational wealth to preserve that power is on full effect right now. So is in full effect across the country. So that's what was being felt, and what was being argued, and what was being litigated in a hospital when they tried to get this person sedated. Then they did come in and successfully reunite the victim, or the victim victimize the victim with his family, all of whom came in carrying weapons, asking, "What are you going to do now to our loved one? We want to know how you're going to treat him, and if after you're done treating him, you're going to send him to jail." So at that point, it seemed like the happy family looked a little bit irritated, but as soon as everyone else caught wind, no pun intended, of what happened in the arse, everything went fine. And that's how I see it.
Okay, with our Ten of Cups reversed, it's like I think maybe relatives of this lady were thinking, she's so stupid. Gosh, we wish it might have been fatal for her. But now she's probably got a big medical bill because collateral damage to the MRI equipment by the weapon flying out of wherever it was concealed, and damaging the equipment. And we got the magician upright. Doctors get to play God at times, or seeming to be godlike, and they've got all the tools at their disposal. And I think some doctors would like to dispatch their pain in the ass patients, or the patients like me that they want you to quit smoking for years and years and years, and you keep on doing it. And I think doctors are people too, that I'm sure that they get fed up with having to tell people the rules, and people not following them. But apparently common sense is not common anymore. That you don't bring your guns to you don't bring your weapons to a doctor's office, especially when they can knock you out. And then Jeff, what do you got? Reverse 10 of Cups, reverse magician.
Well, considering everything that had happened, a lot of these people were backwoodsy sorts, the family. Even though they did carry, and there is a right to carry law, let's say it were Tennessee or something like that, or near the state house, or whatever it is with, Marsha Blackburn or KIV. They were good with it. I mean, but they did ask, wondering if there was going to be some sort of backwoodsy, approach, or folksy approach to how they were going to, were they going to take like a pair of scissors and cut through the ass to lift the bullet out? Or were they going to do something a little bit more advanced? They didn't have any real sense of the fact that doctors can work miracles or can work magic. But their definition of magic was something a lot more painful and dark than what normally we consider magic. And they weren't aware that the actions that the victim had taken onto themselves were as a result of this fear or superstition they had, that they had to have a gun on them at all times. So it was sort of a backfiring, no pun intended, of magic that led this person into the situation they were in, even though they were looking for that magic bullet, so to speak, or that magic pill or whatever. And then the other one's reversed too, right? The other one, the not the
Yes,
the ten of
magician.
okay. So then in that particular case, they were at disharmony. I mean, they didn't have the sense that what was going to take place was worthy of the investment, because they didn't have any health insurance. They didn't have, as a family, the means to pay for a lot of this. And within a family, I'm approaching this as if I just discussed the magician card and now I'm discussing the other one, reversed,
Mm-hmm.
that they were going to go into debt for his own stupidity. And when it finally knocked them in the head, or, it dawned on them that what they were doing, by carrying around a gun, even if, their children may have had near misses with them, that never really bothered them. But the fact that he had to go in for an MRI and, was trying to do the right thing by taking care of himself and taking care of himself for his family or her family, depending upon the gender of the person, really gave them pause. And then when they saw the bill, they had a really big, come to Jesus moment. And at that point said that maybe we need to not carry guns around as often. The end.
Okay, wow, this is what I got the headlines from last year. This is a good one. Did an airplane drop poop over a Burnsville neighborhood? Some South Metro residents say Friday, May 12th was like any other day until some foul-smelling stuff fell from the sky. Carissa Brown was waiting in a drive-thru line at the Caribou Coffee House off of Highway 13 and Cliff Road in Burnsville. I was waiting in line to get my daily coffee, and all of a sudden, Brown dropped on my vehicle.
Coffee enema.
Brown said. Carissa Brown and Brown stuff. It was like it rained down brown for a second. Boom. Just like that, I went to the car in front of me, and I was like, what just happened to us? And it was like, I have no idea. And then, okay, so what's that in the sky? It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a pterodactyl. And why don't you ever see a pterodactyl going to the bathroom?
Because they're extinct.
Because the P is silent.
Because they stink, or they have all the pieces.
So, what's the scoop on the poop falling from the skies in Wisconsin? Did an airliner drop cargo? I do know that passenger trains used to say in the bathrooms, "Do not flush toilet while train is at the station." So that's how they took care of it. Just drop the bottom out of the commode and just let nature take care of it wherever.
God of my angels, the earth, the lower chakras, and the chakra for grounding are so fundamental. We can't lose what we need to do to heal. in the middle of all these things incremental, the crud that will be expelled, the time we spend, and the need to stay in a bathroom for the time we need needs to be upheld. But what happens when the poop from the sky fell? Okay. I got four of wands.
Oh, okay. And I got tower. So 4 wands and tower upright. And I'm going to stop my camera while I go attend to a cat that needs to come use the bathroom.
Okay.
Speaking of poop.
Everything happens the way it's supposed to, everybody. So nature taking its course, and then poop falling from the sky. Maybe a miracle falling from the sky. Of course, with the tower, and this is the golden art, the nouveau or golden art nouveau tarot, you guys. I'm thinking of a lesbian wedding here. I don't know. Having a tower moment when the crap starts to hit the fan and they find out the daughter is a lesbian or something like that for entertainment purposes only. I want to kind of go in that direction. But maybe the bird, I mean, this could be, if you really look at it, in the back, it's so small, it's probably part of the landscape, but it's probably actually, you see this white thing right here? It's not a bird feeder. The bird that would be shitting wouldn't be shitting, but it might be coming to land to that while it was dropping its white droppings. I don't know, because it is all white. But anyway, it's whatever. Interrupting some sort of wedding or festivity.
Are you still here, cat?
Oh, yeah. No. Oh.
Been yelling at my door to come use the restroom.
Anyone want a prompt or anything, or a
reading?
Okay. Very good, he's back.
Jeffrey, move the cats out.
We can do readings too, you guys. If you want readings.
Okay, so apparently I don't have a cat crying at my door. I'm having those auditory. I'm having auditory hallucinations again. I'll have to talk to the doctor about that tomorrow. So with the, let's see, you got the 4 of wands, and that's going to be upright. So we're celebrating that, you know, people are people and we have natural functions, and you know, bodies work as intended for the most part. It's just aircraft may not work as intended at times. And then when we have the tower reversed, camera's off. Okay. Thank you. I get stage direction from the other room. Thank you, Hershey. So when the when the cash was jettisoned from the airplane, it was not meant to hit the tower, the control tower. So, you know, let's let's get rid of it before it lands, and let's save the cleanup crew some time. So it might have been a planned evacuation, so to say. And when we have our Four of Wands reversed and our Tower upright, Jeff.
With the Four of Wands reversed, I get a family was on vacation, a family of gulls. That you hear about these bird attacks and these birds coming into the parts of the wings and then getting into the plane potentially, or they cause accidents. Well, this one caused quite a big accident, and it dropped from all. It literally dropped everything it had to offer onto a wedding, and that was the tower moment because this wedding, I had the four of while you were away. I had the Four of Wands, and it was a lesbian wedding, and in the back looked like a bird feeder, but the bird feeder was white. So they might have been aiming all this time on vacation for the bird feeder, or they just wanted to camouflage their poop among that big plane that they were on in the midst of everything before they disembarked at their destination. So that's what I think is going on. And it was a plan gone wrong. I don't know if you said one of them was reversed. Did you say one was reversed? I think you said one of them was reversed.
The Tower is reversed.
Right. So they just surrendered to Mother Nature. Basically, they let it fall where it may fall, and they fell with it into this wedding that was taking place, into this processional that they were crashing. So not only were they taking a dump, but they were crashing a wedding.
Well, I don't drink a lot of coffee, but I hear that coffee is a bowel stimulant. So I think the product of bowels was trying to get back to source since she was in line at a coffee shop. Uh, so yeah, we can just say nature took its course, and it's not going to be a celebration when you find something unpleasant on your vehicle or in your coffee, or whether it be a white speck that that's chicken shit too, like Hershey says. What's that white speck on chicken shit? Well, that's chicken shit.
What's with all the foul tonight? Yeah.
And Hershey says it definitely moves her.
Turkeys, birds.
Turkeys, yeah. But well, we started out with peacocks, and there was another peacock story in this one too. So, and the Tower being reversed is like, it's nothing's meant to stay inside forever. You know, sometimes you just got to go with the flow, and that's all I got to say about that. Okay, anybody out there would like us to read on a question for them tonight, Jeff?
It is Hershey, I think. It's a blue. Is this a blue gallstone? Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful,
Isn't it?
So, Jeff, what's in store for you? You took a day or two off.
Yes. I'm off today and I'm off tomorrow. Not from YouTube, but obviously, if you were hoping I would be, not you, but yeah. So I'm like trying to catch up on some things at home, but I haven't had many downloads, but the energy's been like sickeningly bad. It's just it's that political shit that Hershey and I talk about. It's just really bad right now. Really bad. I mean, it's
Night,
permeating all the other
night,
stuff
Fatima.
because it's creating a climate of anxiety and just sort of rushed like fever. Like everyone, I feel like everyone's watching us and waiting to see what we're gonna do. And I don't know. Yeah, I need the rest, Hershey. I should have been doing more of it today than I was, but I pass out. Once I pass out, I come in and I come out. So, but the only time I should be sleeping is now. But I much, much, much rather be on here than be alone. So,
Well, we can read about political angst all we want, but that doesn't influence the outcome. What influences the outcome is people actually going out and exercising their right to vote. So if you're not registered to vote, please do so. Exercise your right to vote. Um, I know a lot of people say they don't vote because they don't want to go to jury duty.
yeah,
But
we don't.
you know, you got rights and responsibilities as a citizen, and um, if you don't take up your responsibilities, you won't have rights anymore.
Gray has
Great.
some.
We're just great. Tonight's topic. When we do tarot pairs, we just get some quirky news stories, and we pick two cards and we read the four different directions that the two cards could be. It's now for reading for you. It's just we're just going to take whatever question that comes up that doesn't break our moral and ethical codes, which fortunately, it's pretty wide open with Jeff and me.
Yeah, we're
Some
both. Wow.
readers will not read third party reads, like, what is Bill thinking about Jeff and Tom? You know, Bill's not part of the equation, and Bill hasn't given us permission to read on him. Some people would say that that's a third party question and it's unethical to read on it. Uh, Reading, if you become a political person or a person of renown, show business type, you've kind of given away part of your protections from that because you are a person of renown and a known person. So, do you expect the paparazzi to get photographs from you from miles away while you're skinny dipping by your pool? Um, we'll grow more trees or build a bigger fence. It's just going to happen if you're of renown.
That's because the judicial system, Hershey's so crooked in this country. But I mean, Michelle made a good point about if you'd want a jury, you know, uh, if you were impaneled on a jury and you hate it, you have to think about the fact that if you ever needed to be in court and have a jury, Michelle would be bullshit if she didn't have a jury. So, you know, it's a two-way street. She get, you know. But I mean, I've been impaneled on one, and it's really, really boring. Well, the case I had was boring. Gray, what's the mood? Is that what you're saying? What's T mood? Subject T night. Am not a U.S. citizen, so no vote here. Do you have a question, Gray? And Bill, an oxygen constant. I haven't thought about that. Yeah, I never knew what a biflow CPAP is, Bill. We get calls on those as durable medical equipment for the health insurance company I work for, because we cover those. But I never knew what a biflow CPAP was. I thought they were like what's called BiPAPs, but I didn't know that they actually were CPAPs too. I'll have to look into that. I've been having the go ahead.
The biflow is just two different pressures. It senses when you're breathing in and out. It pumps up the pressure to keep the airway open as you're breathing inward. I guess
it
to
would
keep it from collapsing.
The hypopnea.
It ups and downs it and ups and downs it.
Oh, okay.
But you can add an oxygen to it to oxygenate the air better that you're taking in.
Hershey has a
Can
question.
you find the recipe for turning water into wine in 2 cards? Let's see. You take the last reading and you take the remains of a aircraft bathroom being dumped, and you mix it with.
Are O2 concentrators, can they be portable? They're portable, right? Tom or Bill?
Yeah, you can have a carry pack, a battery pack for it. So I feel like Jerry Lewis on the telethon, and
I know
we've ran out of entertainment.
Well, look at it this way. It was about 16 minutes or so ago, a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when we were hijacked. But I still want to make a short of the 38-minute mark where you're like, this shit. I want to make a short of it, just repeating it as an ad for.
Did I have an anger outburst there?
If Hershey, I'm gonna try to learn how to make a short of it. I don't know if Hershey saw that yet. Bill didn't see it. Because I've been liking the shorts.
Well, that's
Michelle Marie makes some good shorts. So I want you to do shorts because your shorts are really good too.
I've got new lighting, so now I've got new worry lines and frumples to keep me occupied looking at myself in the screen. It's like, what the heck is going on here? We got the Snake River Canyon crossed by Interstate 70 or something here. 2-lane road.
So I'm going to throw this out to Gray, if Gray's still here. Gray, if you want a reading on something, you did specify that you're like, well, I'm not American and I don't do politics. That's fine. If you have a reading or a question, or anyone does, you can ask it.
Yeah, I'm not so up on cricket matches or anything like that, and our elephant kicking the ball for the soccer matches. He's just like us. He doesn't get everything right. So when he was kicking the ball for between Germany and Scotland, he kicked towards the wrong goal the first time, but so I'm sure the people that were following the elephant will never let the elephant forget. YouTube doesn't push your comedy shorts anymore?
Yeah, I wanted to know about why. Why did they tell you why? Because everyone's getting notifications about why, their content isn't suitable, or not everyone, but the ones they're targeting.
I've only had one short go viral, and shorts really don't mean anything. But it was it was one on the high priestess. It was just a little, like a card of the day on the high priestess, and I think it had 500 views. So that's viral for me. Now, Mr. Beast, he'd be crying at a video that got only 500 views, but I guess it's scalable. So you think frequency is hurting you, Bill, with your shorts? The analytics, some people live and die by them. Some people don't give them any. Never mind. Even though I'm not ever going to be monetized, I want to hit the monetization numbers, just so I can see that I'm not taking it as just a hobby, that I am taking it as seriously as I can, and stroke my ego, get me to that 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours in a year's time. Does it make any difference? Yeah, I don't think so.
What was your genre?
I'm not going to be a name. My work?
Well, Bill said he changed genres. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. He reniched.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting the watch time is the difficult part because every day that ticks by, that day last year falls off. So, um,
That's a good point too.
and if you had a particularly good day last year, your number can drop significantly. And I am grateful for the other collaborators, like Tara Stash and Allie and um, Marina, Terry, um, Gertrude. Because they've all had me on their channel and they promoted me very early, and they stuck with me and keep having me on, and I'm very grateful for that. Um, but with what they're doing about the content not being original now that the simulcasting is going on,
That's
I think that's uh, yeah, that's not even horseshit. That's real shit. That is petty
yeah.
in
It's
a
like,
big way.
yeah,
Petty.
like someone brings some content to the table that someone else doesn't bring, or they have their own guides, and no one's guides are better than any other guides unless, well, you
Well,
feel like, you know what
yeah.
I mean? And or if you are an art in like poetry or whatever, you're still bringing your own stuff to the table. It should be part of what is your foundational, you know, what is the foundation of your channel, especially if you do them routinely and you've invested in them, you've grown in them, you've gotten better at them. Who's to say who's attracting whom, to them? I mean, I know they might look at one channel and say they're getting more views on this channel, but that doesn't mean that it's how they rule about how it can only be on one out of the X number of channels. Like, because I've seen people warn me about it. Sherry, Voices from the Swamp, warned me about it. And I think Spirit Intuitive Tarot went through it too, where they demonetized them for like a period of 90 days. And it's a hard community, because everyone is in competition, even though they're not. And it just makes it,
Mhm.
it's like, it really shouldn't be that way. It should just all be fun, you know? Because it is fun. So it should
Well,
always be fun.
yeah. I mean the simulcasting. If you've met your monetization, um, I would say that if you've got super chats or whatever enabled, I would say simulcasting is fine. But the YouTube is looking at it as, oh, we've got to, even though it's only stored in one spot on the cloud, they're saying, oh, okay, this is being simulcast to 4 channels, and we're going to have to revenue between 4 people. They only give the watch time to the initiator of the stream. So even though Jeff is simulcasting with me tonight, he doesn't get credit for watch time. The credit goes to me. And so I think,
And it's always been that way, I think.
I,
I don't
yeah, yeah. He can link. He's always got a link to the show because he appeared on it. But as far as anybody going to his channel and rewatching it in history, the view time still comes to me, because I'm the originator of this stream. So I don't see why YouTube is getting things in an uproar about that. Well, How can Gray remedy his sister not wanting to connect to him, to them? Hello, did we freeze? We froze.
I don't think we froze.
Well, I've frozen. There we go.
Hi, Moradi. Thank you.
Okay. Gray, I'm going to pull 3 cards and do a little mini read and see if there's any insight we can offer on sis in the relationship here. Okay. So we have the 4 of Cups, which is sometimes I call an apathy card. And because the person's sitting under the tree and he's got 3 cups that are full, and there's a cup being offered to him. And he's so satisfied with his 3 cups that he doesn't see the blessing of the 4th cup coming to him. So I'm going to say that's your sister's energy, that she's not seeing the opportunity of extending out an olive branch to you or the family or whoever she's estranged from. She doesn't understand that as a whole unit and cohesiveness, it works better. Then I have the High Priestess reversed, and the High Priestess keeps secrets. So it's no secret, because she's in reverse. It's no secret that the family is not whole. There might be secrets as why they're not whole, but it's definitely out there that everybody sees that the family is broken, and our outcome is our 5 of Pentacles. So you're feeling left out in the cold. You're feeling impoverished, destitute, and I think that I think that the situation will not remedy itself here in the near future. I think you're in that same energy for a while or a long time, or it may never correct itself. And I'm sorry that's going on for you, Gray. And what kind of cards did you get? Or do you not want to read on this?
No, I do. I want to reiterate actually what Thomas said, because we've been sort of in line on a lot of readings, but this is the first one where I think we're the closest as far as what the cards mean. The outcome card for this, I got the Death card. And this in the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot looks to me like an assemblage of many different cards in the tarot and the Rider-Waite. It could be like a victory card gone awry. It could be, someone coming in like a knight of, whatever. But I'm not. But the point is this: there's the child trying to be protected and shielded from that change. One of the things that I saw when I first did this is I heard the word detached. I feel like it's both of you to some degree that are to blame. And before you start shooting tomatoes at me or whatever, it's not blame in the way you think I mean it. I mean, it's blame in the sense that one of you is either jealous of the other, or one of you is waiting for the other to make a move, because I got the Queen of Pentacles. And to me, the Queen of Pentacles has everything, but but as far as practicality, they're resting on their laurels, and they're not going to shift for you. And then I got this reversed, the Hangman reversed, which to me means long wait and wait. And then when I saw Devil, wait till hell freezes over, is what I heard. So I'm not trying to be unkind. What I'm trying to say is there has to be some sort of drastic shift in how one of you perceives something, whether one feels jealous of the other or had a family and the other one didn't, or if I almost heard the energy of a man in the between, not a man you were fighting over, but a strong, like, paternal presence, whether it was a father or a boyfriend to one of you, that is trying to encourage, whether it's you or whether it's her, not to see the other. But that's what I have for you. Yeah, she holds your money.
So Gray's asking, so she won't meet me? Yeah. And the bad thing about people that hold money is, or how it's structured to hold money, are they holding it to the agreement, or are they holding it to what they perceive is to save you from yourself? Because if you've got a trust or something like that, if you're in the entrepreneurial way, sometimes you need a lot of capital to start up your entrepreneurial business. Sometimes you can't just work it up. You got to have something to make something. So if there's a person holding your money, and there's the money in total to make a difference in your life, um, they need to let that money go. If they're holding it to keep you from hurting yourself or going into drugs or going into alcohol or whatever, that's really not up to them. If the stipulation of the money inheritance, but I know families that do that. They string them along and just keep them in poverty. Um, they just give you enough to get by, and getting by with just a pack of cigarettes and a Diet Coke at the end of the month. Sometimes would be great for me, because some months don't even get that. Some months, I run out of cigarettes and Diet Coke by the 14th, or whatever. It just depends on, like right now, I've got a lot of doctors visits and bills going on. I've got a diabetic ulcer on the bottom of my foot, and I've got a home health care nurse that's coming in every other day to change the dressings. And yesterday he had to bag my foot up so I could take a shower, because I haven't been able to get in the shower for weeks on end, and just getting by with spit baths and stuff like that. So it's money from your dad's estate that she controls and gives it to you piecemeal. I'm sorry about the situation. I've seen it. I've been in it. Not that I've had anything to inherit.
Oh, so the actual question is, how can I appeal to her in order to resolve and actually meet with her?
Is she
Okay.
totally unreasonable and not taking contact from you, Gray? She just sends you that little check every month, and that's all. Okay, so it's not even enough to get to you. It just goes to the government because she's giving you bits and pieces, and the government wants their cut first. Eh. Well, if she won't hear the cards, you know, she may not be um, willing to even hear a person. So,
Is
sometimes you can scream and stand on your head, and they won't even notice. Uh, it uh, it may just be her nature. She's dug her heels in, and um, she's not gonna change.
I don't know. What I heard was sort of the same thing Thomas heard. I heard um, the word gestation, and then I heard the word like frustrate. I don't know if someone's using the memory of your father as a strategy or something to lord over someone's head, even if they're still alive. But I just don't see this getting any better because it ends with the nine of wands, right? And I hear if this were going to happen, it would be September, October. But the problem I'm seeing is that um, in the middle was this card, which
Empress.
Empress.
Gestation, pregnancy. So
Yeah,
nine
and it's
months, maybe.
9 months from now, which is what August or November, December. It'll be again. I'm getting that cold day in hell thing because it's going to be in winter. But it's a struggle because it's almost as if you shouldn't have to go out of your way to appeal to her good sense to do something right by you. Yet, overruling all of it is the hypocrisy of thinking that your father would want this done or that done. That's why I'm trying to get the energy of your father a little bit more. Because I did, as I said, when I said the paternal energy, I was getting a lot of it was he. But I'm just wondering about the Empress here. Is this like a malicious sort of woman? Like, is she always been malicious?
It seems that because Gray was Dad's baby, that she's using
Yeah,
the control of the money against
yeah,
Gray.
that's kind of what I think too. Um, I feel like that memory is being lorded over you because she's, yeah. And I got the energy of someone being the Empress, sort of being, I don't want to say favoring one of over the other, but I don't think the most sympathetic person. I mean, I don't, I don't like these cards for that question. I'm sorry, but they weren't. They weren't that good. for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah. Gray, I am not a medium. I am a tarot card reader. And probably even more so, I'm just trying to show people that you can read tarot cards and you can use tarot cards to improve your own mental health. You can use tarot cards as a tool to figure out what makes you and the world around you tick. It's a talking point, it's a jumping off point. It's really to get you to think and open your mind. So I am not a medium. I've never claimed that I am a medium, but the cards do give me insight or seem to resonate with the person that I'm reading for. I would say mostly I'm a tarot educator. Now, Jeff is poet laureate of the East Coast
Sometimes I get,
and
yeah,
tarot.
I do get hits on people through a subconscious ability I have to just free form with poetry. So in some instances, before I throw out cards or after I throw out cards, I will, and I have done a couple personal readings for people to this effect. I will read the energy of the situation, and then I will read the cards, and then I will stop before I read the cards anymore, and I'll just come out with something, and then I will merge the two. So I am playing sort of a medium on one level, but it's only what's being channeled through verse. I can't contact the dead. I can't do any of that. Yeah, Gray. I mean, I sometimes think though that like we bring that energy more toward us when we think that way. Like, okay, like they do, but the more we focus on it, the more removed and isolated we become, and we become more and your situation's so hard that it's hard to say something like that to someone and make it something that's a piece of advice. But I feel as if it's a situation that, based on the cards Thomas and I did get, that won't rectify itself through compromise, or not rectify itself.
Yeah,
that neither. I don't think. I mean, maybe
I think she's a piece of. I think she's a piece of granite that is immovable at the moment, and it's going to take a lot of dynamite to explode and move her.
Yeah. My sis is such a moral high ground. Yeah, I got hypocrisy though. So why it hurts so much that you guys are so on right now? Yeah. Well, in one respect, thank you, but I'm sorry that that's what. Oh, hi, Anaya. How are you? Will Vic come back to me? Do you mean like once for one last, romp in the hay, or do you mean? I'm hearing the words expectation and warfare.
Ooh.
Hello, permanently offering a relation. Okay.
Anaya, so we're going to start with the Page of Cups. This is what you have in your mind about him. He's the dashing, debonair guy that needs to sweep you off your feet and take care of you. And I think you've put him on a pedestal. He's all that in a bag of chips, so to speak. but then we go on to the Two of Cups reversed. So I think, if you were actual partners in the past, um, that's that situation's turned on its head. It's that intimacy between the two of you is over. But I think you don't want Vic to come back because that'll keep you from getting your true mindset about you. And if you know that you're a whole person without him, you can be this Ace of Swords, but you've got to clear your mental thinking about that somebody else makes you whole. No, you make you whole, honey. Somebody else being in your life doesn't make you whole. And you pining your life away, hoping for somebody to come back. Uh, it sounds like Vic has moved on and doesn't need to be an energy in your life to make it uh, come out as best for you as possible. So I'm going to say no to Vic coming back. That's what the cards say.
I'm going to say a hard no too. But what I am going to say to you is that there is something there about the expectation he has, and as a result of the expectation he has, you have wanting to be like his mother. And there's something there I'm almost finding that is not being someone's not being upfront with you within his family, and family I think means more to this equation than maybe we're seeing. But he's tried in his own mind to do what he feels inspired to do to try to make you happy, but it's just not. He's finally being realistic with himself and saying that it's not fair to present this burden. I'm sorry, but I got this can mean separation or divorce. In a personal reading, the Four of Wands upright. So I almost feel like it's. I just kind of feel very blah about it. Like it's part of it's ancestral.
It's
part of it,
already done and over.
yeah. Like you've gone through
It's
this.
already done and over. I don't.
Yeah. And you might have gone through that cycle multiple times, because I got this card. Like, even though we've done this multiple times, damn it, we're going to make it work. We're going to abide by, I don't want to say dowries or tradition or anything like that, but things that we thought would make something palatable or better, and they don't. They almost feel, I'm kind of getting this feeling of like almost for entertainment purposes only, either verbal abuse or some type of minor physical abuse. And no physical abuse is minor, but please stay away from him.
Yeah, especially if there's been abuse. Don't even entertain going back to an abusive situation. Please, please. And if you need help, please, call the authorities, call a local shelter or any agency that is in your area that can help you. Keep safe. Okay, it's 8:30 here in the Midwest, but I know Jeff's East Coast, and he needs his beauty rest so he can look just as beautiful tomorrow as he looks today. Thank you, Jeff, for being on with me
You're
again.
welcome.
And everybody, have a great night. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and go out and make it a great evening, day, night. Thank you.